Kentucky at Vanderbilt, Saturday college basketball. Marco, who do you like and why?
Well, I like Kentucky, and this is going to be one of the rare times that I'm going to tell you that the marquee team actually has value. And we always say that you're paying a premium when you take a marquee team. We're getting value with Kentucky in this game.
Really? That's going to be surprising. You know what I was thinking of doing? We can talk about this. You're doing your projections, right? And you're keeping your record. I think we should keep a separate record, which is, if I like the game, that we'll call it like the matchup, how it does, if I'm neutral, or if I actually dislike it.
I can already tell you what the last result's going to be.
Well, we have a small sample size on that, so I'm going to be very interested.
I don't know. I got a pocket full of cash on that sample size.
Well, that's how the short-term people think. But anyway, why do you like Kentucky here?
All right, Kentucky. This is a young ball club that is getting better as the season's going on. And we've talked about this in different podcasts. Last year and earlier this year, that when you have a team that has a lot of turnover, and especially a program like Kentucky, that is going to get blue chippers. They're going to come in and out. The restocking process is going to be a lot quicker at a big-name school. But you still have a learning curve, and that learning curve is the season. And as you get later in the season, that team's going to start to get better. They're going to gel. And what I like about this Kentucky team, the public bets with their eyes, and what they see is they're going to look at a Vanderbilt team that's 13-1 straight up at home, playing a Kentucky team that has lost 3 of their last 4 games. And those 3 games, though, what I'm going to point out, those 3 road games that they lost.
All right, so let's do this, because I don't want to lose that key concept. We actually talked about it with Vegas Runner yesterday, and we've been talking about this for years now, is that college basketball is unique in that for a lot of the better players, it's 1 or 2 years. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, it's 2 years, which for many it's not, or for some it's not. When you're almost finished with the first year, you're halfway. You've went from the first game of the year, you're 0% into your career. And at this point, they're about 40 or 45%, or 40, let's call it, into their career. So the fact that there's been a significant change from November 1st or whatever, it makes a ton of sense. But no other sport is like that. NFL is not like that. Baseball is not like that. NBA is not like that. And so college football isn't even like that. They're probably a little bit more than the other ones. And I think it's such a key concept is if all you got to, and this is where the computer rankings and that stuff, how does the computer rankings, how do they account for the fact that Kentucky, for example, is such a young team, is now 40% in their career. In the first couple games, they were at 0 or 5 or 10% in their career. I think only eyes and handicap and gut can do that. And the fact that many of your college picks stem from that concept, I think is a key point that we shouldn't forget.
Absolutely. And what people are going to look at with Vanderbilt, as I said, they've got a strong home floor. And Florida last Saturday was able to beat Kentucky in a similar situation, playing at home in a pick-the-winner type situation, and this game's opening up at pick for Saturday. People are going to think Vanderbilt can do the same thing. Vanderbilt's had good history against Kentucky. They've won 4 of the last 5 meetings in Vanderbilt, but last year they did lose. What I like about Kentucky and why I'm saying this team's getting better, those 3 losses that they had were by a total of 6 points. Those tight games are going to build, the team that builds character. When you get in a tight game, you know how to react. I think this game will be tight for a while, but Kentucky's going to pull away in the end. I like Kentucky. Getting Kentucky at a pick-the-winner situation, as I said, a marquee team that you're not paying a premium for right now, that's where the value's at. I got Kentucky 74-66 on Saturday.
Okay, so you brought up another interesting point there, which was the idea of handicappers seeing a team perform a certain way in a certain situation and becoming comfortable that that's the truth. So, for example, in the NFL this year, in the playoffs, the Packers won week 1 on the road. They won week 2 on the road. All of a sudden, a handicapper, a bettor is going to be comfortable saying they're going to win against the Bears on the road.
Right.
And I think you make a great point is if you find a team that's performed a certain way and you think that there was an aberration there or something about it that is not going to repeat itself, you're probably gaining a little bit of value, because others, just think, what is the handicapping approach? They're getting a piece of paper and they're looking at the schedule, and with a little W and an ATS, W or L, and they're saying, wow, they were just, at this place and they lost. They were at this place and they lost. Now they're at another place and they're not getting any points. I mean, I think it makes sense if you think through the way an average handicapper thinks. So I love that. So you gave your official projection. Now with our new approach, I'm going to call myself neutral on this one. I never like to play the marquee, so make a note on this.
Okay.
RJ, put an N.
Neutral.
Okay. Any closing thoughts?
This is our first one. We'll be back with my best bet in the next video, and we're going to give a
Oh, you're doing like a host job here.
Well,
Any closing thoughts on the game?
Kentucky.
So this is Marco's first video pick, and he'll be back with his best bet, and we'll be doing a coupon. And you can continue the conversation with Marco and me in the comments section, and we'll see you soon.